I felt like I needed to share my crash out. Honest.
사랑과 정의 이름으로 지금 이곳에 저건 좀 복잡하네. 솔직하게 말할게. 나한테는 좀 어려워. 이건 너희가 해결 못해도 이해할게. 정확하게.
Perfect.
정의 이름으로 지금 이곳에 출동! 너희는 잘해낼 거야. 언제나 그랬듯이. 실패할 수도 있겠지. 언제나 그랬듯이. 오작 터뜨려주지. 지키기 위해서. 차라리 아무것도 나지 마라. 계약 대체하게 나는 정상적인 방법. 사랑으로! 잘했어. 히페리트. 당연한 걸 한 것 가지고 이제 칭찬할 필요 없어. 이름으로! 잘 됐네. 이제 제압 작업을 하기 더 수월해지겠어. 기회를 놓치는 바보 같은 짓은 하지 않겠지? 정확하게. 아무것도 남지 마라. 제압 효과가 굉장히 좋았어. 정상적인 피해량인 것 같다.
God damn it.
차라리 내가 직원들을 지휘해야 했어. 모두 전멸했잖아. 슬퍼하지 마. 다음에는 좋은 일이 생길 거야.
난 그 무엇도 제대로 해내질 못해. 결국은 맡겨두시게! 의로움을 세우기 위해서라면 에고 침식도 양호. 아마도
아, 저건 좀 복잡하네.
불가 위약
솔직하게 말할게.
마감이지.
나한테는 좀 어려워. 이건 너희가 해결 못해도 이해할게. 사랑으로!
For God.
차라리 내가 직원들을 지휘해야 했어. 모두 전멸했잖아. 슬퍼하지 마. 다음에는 좋은 일이 생길 거야.
결국 이렇게 되는 것인가? 나도 똑같아. 제압을 성공하지 못한 나는 쓸모없는 내 머릿속에서 나가. 이 목소리 좀 멈춰줘.
Just to prove my point. These are the 3 missions that I still have to do. Yeah, I know this one's still here, but I'll finish it once I complete these 3.
독지처를
And I know
에고 침식도 양호. 아마도
that this team can do it, because I did every other mission with just this team.
이건 너희가 해결 못해도 이해할게. 아르카나 빛! 차라리 내가 직원들을 지휘해야 했어. 모두 전멸했잖아. 슬퍼하지 마. 다음에는 좋은 일이 생길 거야.
난 그 무엇도 제대로 해내질 못해.
Let's see something. That might actually just be better for this situation. I wish I had G Corp Gregor. There, just to prove that it is possible with the theme I'm doing. I'm just rolling really badly. Wait, hold on, what? 3 turns with bleed? Okay, okay. This is not what I'm trying to prove, but... Why don't I mute it?
대가리 딱 나가서 싸워. 뒤에서 내가 봐줘.
Oh, they're using the T-Corp thing with it.
이제야 회사가 정상으로
Yeah.
돌아갔네.
T-Corp's ridiculous. Let's go to my history. That's not in my history because I chose to watch it. I was watching Himia Rie. Himamiya Rie. I know I said her name horribly. I can't even fucking find her. And she rated into there, yeah, see?
만만찮겠군. 이니 하지.
The only issue with the 3 centers is that I don't, by the time we reach, if I could get ooh, there might be.
정확하게.
정의의 이름으로. 만만찮겠군. 이니 하지.
You really just have to hope. Yeah, Ishmael's better at blocking, doing this one, but
사랑으로 정의 이름으로 이용차 악은 이렇게 정화되었네. 제압 효과가 굉장히 좋았어.
Hello, Reaper.
기록적인 피해량인 것 같다. 제압 개체에게 맞는 정상적인 공격이야. 잘했어. 당연한 걸 한 것 가지고 굳이 칭찬할 필요 없어. 사랑보다 붉은
고작 터뜨렸지. 아무것도 믿지 마라. 아무것도 믿지 마라.
어렵지 않지. 이미 관찰 기록에 있는 유형대로만 공격하면 되잖아. 관찰 기록은 잘못
생각하지 마라.
마음만 착했군. 우리 하지.
yeah, I'm looking at it. Yeah. Ooh, I should probably put telepole on Dawn. Yeah, and then there's like.
Disclaimer. The content review was made in chronological order, from first Walpurgisnacht to the last one, full stop office. On Limbus Company and Library of Fluid. So, if you want to see more of this kind of content, please support the channel.
I don't really care about that. Alright. Get rid of screen share. But yeah, I was just watching that was just to prove that, hey, it is possible.
아, 저건 좀 복잡하네. 솔직하게 말할게. 나한테는 좀 어려워.
날카롭.
이건 너희가 해결 못해도
정확하게.
이해할게. 사랑으로 정의 이름으로. 사랑으로 정의 이름으로. 않아서 설레이네. 쓸데없이 흥분한 걸 수도 있지. 뭐 나쁜 건 아니기도 하고.
고작 터뜨려주지.
현! 아르카나 세이버! 현! 아르카나 세이버! 잘 됐네. 이제 제압 작업을 하기 더 수월해지겠어. 기회를 놓치면 바보 같은 짓은 하지 않겠지?
Oh, good. Okay.
날카롭고 정확한
현! 아르카나 세이버!
Alright.
제압 효과가 굉장히 좋았어. 기본적인 피해량인 것 같아.
Yeah, I'm seriously going for.
봐, 어렵지 않지? 이미 관찰 기록에 있는 유형대로만 공격하면 되잖아. 관찰 기록을 잘 읽은 것 같네. 훌륭했어.
Get fucked.
뭐야, 이 수준. 아까
That probably is.
어떤 제압 개체에 한 번에 입힌 피해량이야. 잠깐. 진짜? 왜 부서 팀장을 안 달아줬지?
No. Damn it. Done.
너무보다도 푸른 달, 사랑보다 붉은 달. 쓸모가 있으려면
아르카나 빛.
제압 개체에게 맞는 정상적인 공격이야. 잘했어. 키페리트. 당연한 걸 한 것 가지고 굳이 칭찬할 필요 없어.
아르카나 빛.
Nice, 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 nice.
운명 속에 파묻힌 그대의 이름을 걸고 나 여기서 빛을 맹세한다. 무슨 일 있었던 건가? 아까 어떤 직원이 제압 개체에 한 번에 입힌 피해량이야. 잠깐, 진짜? 왜 부서 팀장을 안 달아줬지?
네. 정확하게.
사랑으로!
지키기 위해서. 차라리
Ah, fuck you.
써주마.
Even if it flipped all 5 of those coins, it would not have been enough. Let's fucking go.
우리 앞을 막는 증오스러운 존재들에게 나와 그대의 힘을 합쳐
Okay, I'm gonna try and hit him with just low level hits because I want.
한원이라도 쌌나? 예전에 징계팀에서 클리프트 간섭 역장이라는 걸 연구했다고 했어. 그게 저런 효과던가? 아무튼 확실히 제압하긴 편해졌네.
I want Arcana Slave to be what finishes her off.
너희는 잘해낼 거야. 언제나 그랬듯이. 실패할 수도 있겠지. 언제나 그랬듯이.
오작 터뜨려주지. 지키기 위해서.
사랑으로! 정의 이름으로!
Damn it!
히어! 아르카나 세이버! 이제야 회사가 정상으로 돌아갔네. 이번 제압
That's my problem is I keep doing that.
너희들도 고생 많았어. 티피리트, 너도. 언젠가 우리도 모든 게 끝날 때가 오면 좋겠네. 그때가 되면 휴식을 기다리며
Might have been able to do it if I hadn't done the purple one.
승리의 보람과 세상의 아름다움에 대해 들어본 적 있는가? 없어도 전혀 상관.
Okay, well, now that I don't have to worry about not getting hit, I can do things a little bit differently.
아, 저건 좀 복잡하네. 솔직하게 말할게. 나한테는 좀 어려워.
정확하게
이건 너희가 해결 못해도 이해할게.
No.
정신 안 차.
Because fucking Don Quixote!
직원들을 지휘해야 했어. 모두
That is the problem. That is the thing that has been causing me to crash out
다음에
all day.
좋은 일이 생길 거야.
All day.
그 무엇도 제대로 해내질 못해. 결국
Is it
점수 좀
Don Quixote, for whatever reason, just decides, no, I'm gonna fail all of my goddamn coin flips.
아, 저건
오작
좀
터뜨려주지.
복잡하네. 솔직하게 말할게. 나한테는 좀 어려워. 이건 너희가 해결 못해도 이해할게. 아르카나 빛! 아르카나 빛! 사랑과 정의의 이름으로 지금 이곳에 등장! 다들 평소보다 의욕적이야. 이런 분위기는 흔치 않아서 설레이네. 쓸데없이 흥분한 걸 수도 있지. 뭐 나쁜 건 아니기도 하고.
날카롭고 정확하게
사랑으로 정의의 이름으로 이 정도쯤이야? 정의의 이름으로
차라리 아무것도 남지 마라.
제압 개체에게 맞는 정상적인 공격이야. 잘했어. 스페리트. 당연한 걸 한 것 가지고 굳이 칭찬할 필요 없어. 먹혀버렸어. 이건 벗어날 수 없는 분레인 거야? 만만찮겠군. 본인이 하지.
지키기 위해서
제압 효과가 굉장히 좋았어. 기록적인 피해량인 것 같아. 아르카나 세이버! 봐, 어렵지 않지? 이미 관찰 기록에 있는 유형대로만 공격하면 되잖아. 관찰 기록을 잘 읽은 것 같네. 훌륭했어. 뭐야 이 시즌. 아까 어떤 직원이 제압 개체에 한 번에
Try to do this.
잠깐. 진짜?
Holy
왜
shit.
부서팀장을 안 달아줬지?
prepared. No, I guess I don't want that to kill. Okay. I could.
너무나도 푸른 자야. 사랑보다 붉은 자야.
오작 터뜨려주지. 아르카나 비트. 지키겠습니다.
I only did this just in case
분명히 전멸하는
I didn't kill the sword this round
모든 것을 쳐부술 거다.
with Rodian.
운명 속에 사무친 그대의 이름을 걸. 나 여기서 빛을 맹세한다. 아, 무슨 일 있었던 건가? 아까 어떤 직원이 제압 개체에 한 번에 입힌 피해량이야. 잠깐. 진짜? 왜 부서팀장을 안 달아줬지? 만만치 않겠군. 본인이 하지. 야! 아르카나 세이버! 사랑으로! 사랑으로! 정의의 이름으로!
지킬 게 많거든.
Let's go! I think I just did it. Let's go.
우리 아들 막내 증오스러운 존재들에게 나와
Now I just need to not kill her here. Which, how much damage?
하나이라도 썼나? 예전에 징계팀에서 클리포트 간섭 역장이라는 걸 연구했다고 했어. 그게 저런 효과던가? 아무튼 확실히 제압하긴 편해졌네. 만만치 않겠군. 눈이 하지.
아무것도 남지 마라.
제압이 잘 진행되고 있어. 이대로면 큰 손실이 일어나기 전에 모든 게 안정화될 거야. 걱정할 필요가 없는 건 좋네. 잘했어. 만만치 않겠군. 눈이 하지. 사랑으로 정의의 이름으로.
Come on. Do it, do it, do it. Yes! Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah! Oh, you guys don't know how long I've been doing that for? Today. I have been doing that since I got up today.
너희들도 고생 많았어. 티페리트, 너도.
It has been, I have spent maybe
끝날 때가 오면 좋겠네. 그때가 되면
12 hours. Yeah.
고향의 노래를 부르고 있겠지.
I want to say since I got up, but I didn't. Like, I got up at 11. I didn't really start playing until around 1.
세상의 아름다움에 대해 들어본 적 있는가? 없어도 전혀 상관없다네. 지금 우리가 보는 경치가 바로 그런
Mhm.
것일 테니.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. L Corp Central Command. This is my first Walpurgis night too. Cause okay, what should I? Yeah, this is what I have left to get. Now then, let's see if I can do this.
복제팀의 협조가 필요한 거지. 내가 움직여야 하나? 나를 불렀나?
열쇠가 필요하신가요?
의로움을 세우기 위해서라면
주먹으로
이제
H서 소재가
No,
준비됐어.
focus.
원하시는 진리를 열기 위해
이것도 지하인 거지?
I'm gonna show you the bullshit that is Liang. This doesn't matter. This turn does not matter.
예상하지 못한 피해였네. 우선 검을 물리는 것이.
I'll be right back while he demolishes my team.
장정리의 공격이었으니 이것까지 당신 탓을 할 수 없게. 설마 알고 있게 하진 않았을 테니.
제가 누누이 조심하라고 말씀드렸지 않습니까?
예, 요만치밖에 못하냐?
Okay, I'm back. Hey, bastard. Okay.
강한 악당을 처치하는 게 우리 마법 소녀들의 숙명이니까 기운내.
Okay. Perfect. That sucks. I'm not a fan of those being unopposed.
감동적이지 않을 수 없네. 그래서 용기에 이런 거지.
봐, 어렵지 않지? 이 관찰 기록이 있는 유형대로만 공격하면 되잖아. 관찰 그런 감식은 적합하진 않을 것 같은데. 아니야, 티페리트. 생각해봐. 어쩌면 의도적으로 내성인 부분을 건드렸을지도 몰라. 어느 멍청이가 모르고 저러겠어?
조카는 총알 까박까올 놈들은 아닌가 보네.
무슨 일 있었던 전파할게. 지금부터 제압 임무를 시작할 거야. 언제나 하는 일이지만 항상 꼼꼼하게 하라고. 최선을 다할 거라고 믿어.
That's fine enough.
날카롭고 정확하게. 지키기 위해서. 내가 찾은 나만의 항해 방식.
사랑으로
떨어진다.
싸움 앞에서 힘내라 같은 건 쓸모없다고. 어차피 내가 다칠 생각으로 나서지 않으면
불가
우리가
위
내져버리니까
막아내지
정신만
못해.
똑바로 차려.
왜 안에 갇혀 죽어라. 돌아올 서 있으면 못 떨어진다. 시방 큰 거 하나
귀하들의
쓸란게.
전투에
이 자식
낭보가
깨지
있기를
말아야.
만만치 않겠군. 우리 하지.
정의보다도 풍자, 사랑보다 불간자여. 운명 속에 파묻힌 그대 이름을 걸고 나 여기서 빛을 맹세한다. 우리 앞을 막는 증오스러운 존재들에게 나와 그대의 힘을 합쳐 위대한 사랑의 힘을 보여줄 것을! 아르카나 슬레이버!
과연 저자에게는 그런 찬스가 적절했겠군. 좋은 수였다고. 어떤 상황이 닥쳐도
하고
포기하지
나온
마세요.
게 짝도
저들의 공격은
돌아오는구만.
우리의 투지를 꿰뚫을 수 없을 테니.
떨거지는 잘라낸다.
야! 아르카나 세이버!
운명의 기운이 올라가는 것 같아. 그 공격을 선택한 건 좋았던 것 같네.
직접 열어드리죠.
차라리 아무것도 말지 마라.
속에서
단순해서 좋군 구본 수감자. 물론
본인은
좋은 성과를 갖고 돌아온다면 달고 짭짤한 걸 준비해두지.
목을 내놓고 있도록.
So far, it's like, oh, he's not that bad.
직접 밝혀주마.
Just wait. Oh, it's already jumped up to.
빚어서 깨지 말아야.
공격하실 거라면 전 빠지겠습니다. 날카로워.
벌써 지쳤을까?
정확하게. 어떤 맹세했는데
한단 말인 아닌지 끝은 보고 가야지.
애들 시켜서 저 녀석 좀 지켜줘.
만만찮겠군. 윤희 하지.
직접 열어드리죠.
예술에서 좀 앞섰나? 쟤는 어디 출신이냐? 나도 좀 마음 드는데.
돌아올 서 있으면 못 떨어진다.
적군의 함정인가? 밀려라. 아니, 아직 수는 남았다. 기도를.
I know I'm kind of win rating this, but I'm also like taking my time before I do that
빡할 테니 다른 수를 생각해야 할 겁니다.
to make sure, like, see here.
쓸모 없어진 놈은 후퇴시키는 것도 좋겠죠.
Ooh, let's actually.
어두운 무지를 열어주세요.
지키기 위해서.
어디야? 이건 좀 받아.
Okay.
걱정은 하지
큰 거 하나
않겠습니다.
쓸란게.
어차피
져서
이미
깨지
이길 거라고
말아야.
확신하고 있으실 테니까. 갑니다.
총원, 조명이 전멸하는 저곳으로. 파도가 모든 것을 쳐부술 거다.
호랑이를 잡으려고 그랬으면 누구도 마음에 킬 각오를 했어야지.
정신 안 차릴 거야?
좀
직원이 거의 반죽음 상태가 됐다고.
걸까?
더 큰 사태로 번지기 전에 얼른 수습하는 게 좋겠어.
이 또한 지식이도다.
모든 결과들은 파우스트가 알아요.
돌아오고 서 있으면 목 떨어진다.
과연
왜 안에 갇혀 죽어라.
아르카나 피트.
It's fine.
너희에게 안식은 없다.
이건
무슨 일 있었던 겐가?
간이 보존 붕대로 감아뒀대.
만만치 않겠군. 본인이 하지.
이 몸을 온당히 벌하심에 기꺼이 죄를 받아들이나이다.
정의보다도 푸른 자요, 사랑보다 붉은 자요. 운명 속에 파묻힌 그대 이름을 걸고 나 여기서 빛을 맹세한다. 우리 앞을 막는 증오스러운 존재들에게 나와 그대의 힘을 합쳐 위대한 사랑의 힘을 보여줄 것을! 아르카나 슬레이어!
약점을 잘 노리셨습니다. 해결사의 전투법도 익숙해지셨네요.
Dude, I'm being serious. Like, I can't do shit.
숨통 끊기.
맞야, 이건 좀 받아보라. 누가 큰 거 하나 쓸란게? 자세는 깨지 말어야.
그대 기억할 것입니다. 용맹하게 싸운 그대. 곧 되돌아올 것을 고대하고.
어두운 무지를 열어줬지.
호랑이를 잡으려 그랬으면 누구도 미끼 각오를 했어야지. 이걸 어떻게 예상하라는 거야? 일단 물러.
어두운 무지를 열어줬지.
뭐라고 서 있으면 목 떨어진다.
괜찮아? 방금 공간이 뒤흔들리고 이거는 어쨌구나.
보이셨다면 정말지.
아니야. 다시 힘내서 가보자.
This is basically a Hail Mary here.
이 한 몸 바쳐 땅으로 모든 피 쏟아내리. 요리에 대한 지식은 크게 동요하고는 안 되나?
It didn't work.
뭐라고 서 있으면 목 떨어진다.
이제
아르카나를 처리하지 못한 나는 쓸모없는 존재야. 아니, 어쩌면 내가 선택 결국
And they nerfed him too. He's nerfed.
나도 똑같아. 제압을 성공하지 못한 나는 쓸모없는. 내 머릿속에서 나가. 이 목소리 좀 멈춰줘.
Had I been able to survive that last one, it would have resulted in my victory, because he was under 20% health, I'm pretty sure. Oh no. Never mind. No, I wouldn't have. I was close though.
내가 움직여야 하나?
That's not what I meant to do.
다들 복지팀 맡겨주시게.
열쇠가 필요하신가요?
의로움을 세우기 위해서라면
H사와
이제 앞으로
소재가 나를
주먹으로 매만지며 탐구할 순간
사랑과 정의 이름으로 지금 이곳에 등장.
이것도 지하인 거지? 꼭 생긴 게 바깥으로 나온 것 같네.
불가 위야 막아내지 못하리.
제가 묵묵히 조심하라고 말씀드렸지 않습니까?
가보자.
저 새끼!
왜 안에 갇혀 죽어라.
조금이라도 머리통을
예헤. 요만치밖에 못하냐?
또 얼굴에 빛을 갑을 했고 이전 같으면 질질 어두운 의지를 열어줬지. 최근엔 성장하긴 한 모양이군.
차라리 아무것도 남지 마라.
야! 아르카나 빛! 딱!
감동적이지 않을 수 없네. 해결사 연기에 이런 구절까지.
얼마나지? 나라도 그렇게 했을 테지. 이만하면 훌륭하군.
쪼까. 총알 가방 가올 놈들은 아닌가? 뭐?
단순해서 좋고
무슨 일 있었던
구걸
건가?
수감자. 물론 좋은
오자
성과를
터뜨려주지.
갖고 돌아온 달고 짭짤한 걸 준비했지.
직접 열어드리죠.
돌아올 서 있으면 못 떨어진다.
레이저. 아니야. 마이너 아르카나 정도겠지? 조심해. 마이너라고 해도 생각보다 강할 수 있으니까.
오자 터뜨려주지.
내가 응원해줄게.
틈틈. 과연 저자에게는 그런 형태가 적절했겠군. 좋은 수였다고 보나.
Turn.
돌아올 서 있으면 못 떨어진다.
뒤로
시방
물러서다는
큰거
이제
하나
남지 않았네.
쓸랄게.
그저
깨지
발광을 앞으로
말아야.
맞섰고 무레배들에게 차가운 검격을. 날카롭고 정확하게.
종원, 조명이 전멸하는 저곳으로. 파도가 모든 것을 쳐부술 거다.
그야.
너희는
하고
잘해낼
나온
거야.
게 이쪽도
언제나
돌아오는구만.
실패할 수도 있겠지. 언제나 그랬듯이.
내놓고 있도록.
이미 정해진 이야기를 따라 이틀 맞게 사로잡히시게.
유효하군.
지키기 위해서.
환상의 세계로 들어가 보죠.
돌아오고 서 있으면 못 떨어진다.
써주마. 귀하들의 전투에 낭보가 있기를 기원하네.
어두운 무지를 열어줬지.
이미 정해진 이야기를 따라 이틀 맞게 사로잡히시게.
돌아오고 서 있으면 못 떨어진다.
오늘도
큰 거 하나
정의로운 날이 될 수
쓸란게.
있도록
이제
힘내자.
손 깨지 말아야.
아르카나 비트.
See, what is 20% of 4,230? 20% 4,230. I was so close. It's 847. 848, give or take.
날카롭고 정확하게.
총원, 조명이 전멸하는 저곳으로. 파도가 모든 것을 쳐부술 거다.
한번 버린 판인지 끝을 내고 가야지.
떨어져 흩날릴 때 가장 아름다운 법. 불가 위하 마감된 다리.
과 함께 사라져라.
절묘한 한압이었군.
혀! 아르카나 세이버!
에너지에게 맞는 정상적인 공격이야. 잘했어.
티페리트, 손이 당연한 걸 한 것 가지고 굳이 칭찬할 필요 없어.
어두운 무지를 열어줬지.
부숴주마.
보라고 서 있으면 못 떨어진다.
상정용의 공격이었어. 끝까지 당신 탓을 할 순 없겠지.
정신 안 차릴 거야? 직원이 거의 안 죽은 상태가 됐다고.
하진 않았어.
큰 사태로 번지기 전에 얼른 수습하는 게 좋겠어.
시방 큰 거 하나 쓸란게 뒤져서 흥 깨지 말어야.
어두운 무지를 열어줬지라.
호랑이를 잡으려고 그랬으면 누구도 잡아먹힐 각오를 했어야지.
이걸 어떻게 예상하는 거야?
유라니야, 일단 불러. 달릴 시간이다.
흑수며 뜀박질춤.
욕망, 그 모든 번뇌를 부수고 그대를 해방하겠네. 약점을 잘 노리셨습니다. 이제 해결사의 총투법도 익숙해지셨네요.
맞야, 이건 좀 받아.
무슨 일 있었던 겐가?
점 찍었네.
숨통 끊기. 잠깐만 기다려. 차라리 아무것도 남지 마라.
야, 이건 쳐봐라. 이 폭풍이 잦아들 때까지. 너희에게 안식은 없어. 큰 거 하나 쓸란게.
테니까
이자서
빨리
흠깨지
재생하고
말아야.
들어오십시오. 이대로 모험을 끝낼 순 없지 않습니까?
떨거지는 잘라낸다.
호랑이를 잡으려고 했으면 눈으로 잡아 맥힐 각오를 했어야지.
적군의 함정인가? 물러라. 내가 아니, 아직 수는 남았다.
이 또한 지식이도다.
욕망, 그 모든 번뇌를 부수고 그들을 해방하겠네! 이거는 보이셨다면
작품을 만들다 죽을 수 있다니.
가장 당연한 순간이 내게도 왔다.
결국 차라리 내가 직원들을 지휘해야 했어. 모두 전멸했잖아.
Maybe.
슬퍼하지 마. 다음에는 좋은 일이 생길 거야.
결국 이렇게 된 것인가?
You know, maybe if I'd triggered this corrosion. Because he did have Mark of Villainy on him. Had that corrode it instead. I what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of them to reach 50. 55.
오늘도 정의로운 날이 될 수 있도록 힘내자. 다 함께 아르카나
어두운 무지를 열어주지라. 얼얼하지?
I could try.
해방이야? 그래, 분명해. 악당들도 생각지 못한 상황일 거야. 기회는 지금.
목을 내놓고 있도록.
직접 열어드리죠.
제압 빅테일이 맞는 결정적인 공격이야. 잘했어.
기페리트. 가능한 걸 한 것 가지고 굳이 칭찬할 필요 없어.
그간의 전투 경험이 쓸모가 없진 않았고 딴데 적합한 조치였습니다.
오자 터뜨려주지.
그렇게 시원하게 처리해 보는 맛이 나는군.
아르카나 피트.
빠르게 하는 게 덜 답답한 법이지. 단순해서 좋고
무슨 일 있었던
구분
건가?
수감자. 물론
어두운
좋은
무지를
성과를 갖고
열어줬지.
돌아온다면 달고 짭짤한 걸 준비해주지.
파괴 완료.
볼일이 팍팍 부어졌어. 엄청나게 강한 일격을.
차라리 아무것도 남지 마라.
아, 여기서 이런 공격이 잘 먹히는군요.
지키기 위해서.
다들 평소보다 의욕적이야. 이런 분위기는 흔치 않아서.
부서질 테다.
쓸데없이 흥분한 걸 수도 있지. 나쁜 건 아니기도 하고. 아르카나 세이버!
물렁물렁한 공약 같은 게 있어. 타타 대기만 해도 썰려나가는 걸 보니
직접 열어드리죠.
별로 속도적이지 않은 것 같은데. 사랑의 힘이 부족한 걸지도?
어두운 무지를 열어줬지라. 직접 열어드리죠.
이제야 실력을 좀 보시네요. 평소에도 이러면 얼마나 좋을까.
이것도 끝이야?
아무것도 남지 마라.
방금 멋졌어. 너희들의 사랑의 힘이, 빛의 힘이 저 어둡고 악한 아르카나들을 뒤흔들었어. 반대로면 승리도 시간 문제겠지?
뭐냐? 너는 좀 자질이 있는데 나중에 따로 술 좀 할래.
오자 터뜨려주지.
이제 깨우치시길. 제압이 잘 진행되고 있어. 이대로면 큰 손실이 일어나기 전에 모든 게 안정화될 거야.
걱정할 필요가 없는 건 좋네. 잘했어.
깨우치시게.
이제야 회사가 정상으로 돌아갔네. 이번 제압은 끝이야.
너희들도 고생 많았어. 티피리트, 너도.
언젠가 우리도 모든 게 끝날 때가 오면 좋겠네.
그때가 되면 휴식을 기다리며 고향의 노래를 부르고 있겠지.
예전보다 많이 나아진 것 같다. 나도.
Do this.
그러고 보니까 그 환상체 이제 가오를 내려준 아이가 없어졌지. 다시
진리를 열기 위해
두려움을 모르는 건 나쁘지 않습니다만 또 무식하게 공격하실
어두운
거라면
무지를 열어줬지.
맞겠습니다.
왜 안에 갇혀주라. 조금이라도 머리통을 굴리게 되어서 돌아온 줄 알았다만 요즘 참 부서질 테다. 제방수 같자.
직접 열어드리죠.
속에서
써주마.
단순해서 좋군. 9번
불가
수감자.
이야
물론
막아내지 못하리.
좋은 성과를 갖고 돌아온다면 달고 짭짤한 걸
제압 대체에게 맞는 정상적인
속에서
잘했어.
당연한 걸 한 것 같고 굳이 칭찬할 필요 없어.
예상한 것보다 원활한지 좋구나. 정신 못 차릴 거야. 다들 병이 넘치는군. 정확하게.
기록적인 피해량인 것 같다.
얼마나지?
나라도 그랬을 거야.
오작 터뜨려주지.
방금 멋졌어.
나도
너희들의
지킬
사랑의 힘이 빛의 힘이다. 저 어둡고 악한 아르카나들을 뒤흔들었어. 이대로면 승리도 쉬워지겠지?
사라져라.
다들 첫 여정을 시작했을 때보다 정말 강해지셨네. 매일 보아하는
써주마.
그간의 전투 경험이
감회가
쓸모가 없지 않았군요. 따뜻해. 적합한 조치였습니다.
직접 열어드리죠.
이제야 실력을 좀 내시네요. 평소에도 이러면 얼마나 좋습니까?
직접 밝혀주마. 무차 잠들어.
있잖아.
무슨 일 있었던
거야? 마법
부서질
하나들은
테다.
항상 운명만에 시달리고
깨우치시게.
너희
괜찮은 공격이네.
괜찮다면
앞으로도 그렇게 해주세요.
우리를 도와서 아니 이건 선택의 순간이 필요하니까
달빛조차
내가 정말
잘려나갈
진짜
올백은 하나.
악당 퇴치 성공! 오늘도
한수
정말
배웠네.
멋진 활약이었어. 내일도 꼭 불러주기야. 세상이 평화로워지는 건
승리의 보람과 세상의 아름다움에 대해 들어본 적 있는가? 없어도 전혀 상관없다네. 지금 우리가 보는 경치가 바로
I really want Magic Bullet Otis. Both the ego and Otis, that's not how you use a gun. There we go. Yeah. Just to give you an idea of how much I spent, I bought that, and then there's also a pack here that was $20. So I've spent $60 on all of these so far. I honestly really did think about buying this one too, and just boom, 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 boom. To see if I can get all of my missing announcers. But I might have to wait until next one. Hopefully I have a better job by then. My centers that I show off. I might change this up now. I don't have any friends to do this with, though. I don't. I don't know who this is. Like, I'll be honest, I don't really accept randoms. I don't accept, I mean, I'm good, but I don't. If I knew, if Mako sent me one and I knew it was Mako, I would friend Mako. Yeah. I eventually want to get all my identities and egos up to the max level so that I can use them for any events, but that's a lot of farming to do. Because not only would I have to get all the thread to do that, but I'd have to farm all the XP modules to do that too. I don't know, do I want to do a mirror dungeon? It's 2:30, so I don't know if I want to do one. I mean, I'm probably gonna do one, but like, I don't know if I want to start it on stream. You know what? Fuck it. We're gonna end stream a little differently today.
And he literally took a look at me.
You just heard some gunshots go off. Wow.
Sorry, I'm trying to...
A close call from hollow halls, a voice that creeps and softly crawls. Time stands still, the air is...
Jenna Alexis, known for her solo outdoor camping videos, opens this experience deep in the wilderness of Crown Land. This wasn't her first solo bushcraft experience, but it was one that rapidly transitioned from a peaceful retreat to something far more unsettling. The initial moments of the outing are methodical and calm. Jenna crosses a small river using logs, seeking out dry standing dead trees to harvest for firewood. She moves through familiar motions, cutting down wood, hauling logs, and selecting pieces of fat wood to help ignite her fire.
This guy. I don't know how I didn't see that when I was walking in, but I'm gonna cut this down. These standing dead trees in your camp are called widowmakers because they can squish you in the middle of the night should they fall or should a gust of wind blow them over. It is a dead tree. I'm not harming any of the living trees around here. So we're gonna be taking that down for safety and for firewood.
Fucking doll.
I cut a notch in my tree facing that way because I want it to fall that way, but it has a bit of a lean that way. So I'm gonna stay on the side. So either way it decides to fall, I'm gonna get out of the way really fast, but I'm hoping I can get it to go in that gap over there.
Okay, okay.
That was sick. Falling trees can obviously be very dangerous, and for that reason I don't like to go against the laws of gravity, but there were some trees on the other side that were alive that I didn't want to hit and have the tree land on, and it worked. I'm learning things.
As the camp takes shape, Jenna's preparations show a calculated respect for wilderness survival. She selects a large enough tree to secure her bear-resistant food bag, which is a critical step in grizzly bear country. She ensures her shelter is stable, tying a taut ridgeline between two trees, and anchoring her tarp with pegs and paracord. Even the firewood she cuts is selected with care, avoiding the live trees that surround her. Her camp is minimalistic but effective. It's a low-profile tarp leaned to shelter.
Also, Reaper, do you know the reason why dead trees are better for firewood than live trees are? Just gonna make sure that stays there. It's because living trees retain water still, whereas dead trees don't. So they burn so dead wood burns easier.
And her preference for practical simplicity. However, that sense of rhythm is soon broken. The initial disruption comes earlier in the day, when a white SUV pulls up near her parking spot. A man exits the vehicle and approaches her, claiming to be looking for something he left behind with his girlfriend during a prior visit.
Goodbye to the campsite that once almost was. I don't think I left anything. Barely got everything in my bag because I didn't fold everything properly. I'm just trying to get out of here. I have half my stuff in my food bag. It's gonna be okay. He's not here right now. This is where he pulled out to. And he literally took a look at me and turned around and pulled out. But I know it was the same car. It was like a white SUV with a bag over the back of his window. and he turned around and I saw that same bag. So yeah, I'm fucking out of here. Even if that guy didn't mean any harm and he was just trying to camp here, I don't like when somebody knows where I'm camping when I'm by myself. Like, I want to be hidden and unseen, and I don't want some man to know that I'm alone in the woods.
That's a fair assessment.
Though his request seems innocuous, Jenna is immediately cautious. She decides to wait in her van until he returns, not wanting to venture out and lead him to her intended campsite. But the man remains in the woods longer than seems reasonable, setting off alarm bells in her mind. She cautiously approaches his vehicle, noting a darkly tinted window and a bag obscuring the rear glass. Unable to see if anyone else is inside, she circles the SUV, attempting to confirm whether he's truly alone or if his story checks out. She also memorizes the license plate, a detail that reveals just how uneasy this encounter has made her.
Just to explain what just happened there. This morning, I got here pretty early, and I pulled out to the spot that I thought was going to be my spot for the night, and I was getting my backpack, getting ready to leave the car, when this white SUV pulled up, and this guy walked out, and he walked up to my campsite, or where my car was parked, and he was like, hey, me and my girlfriend were here this morning, and I left something, I'm just going to go look for it. And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. But I wanted to wait inside the van until he got back out of the woods and left, so that I knew he wasn't, like, still out there, and that he wouldn't know where I was going to hike to. So I was waiting in the car for, like, a while, and it started to get suspicious that he was, like, out in the woods for that long. And so I walked up to his car, first of all to get the license plate, but also to see if his girlfriend was actually in there. But the windows were like heavily tinted to the point that I couldn't even see in. But I walked like up and around the car, so I would assume if the girlfriend was in there, she would have like saw me and been like, hey, what's up? You know what I mean? So I walked around the car, I couldn't see if there was someone inside. I got the license plate.
Even the front window?
And I just had a bad feeling from that.
Despite her best efforts to reset and focus on the joys of being in nature, that initial sense of violation has visibly disturbed her. She continues setting up camp, chopping wood, and prepping for the night, but it's clear from her actions and tone that her mind remains on the man who now knows she's out there alone, isolated, and vulnerable. The real shift happens later in the evening. While returning to her tarp site, Jenna spots what appears to be the same white SUV again. It's the specific details that strike her. The shape, the bag over the rear window, the exact match in model and color. This time, the vehicle pulls in briefly and then turns around, leaving once more. No words are exchanged, but the implication is enough.
And then the rest of the day went fine. The sky was beautiful. The weather was great. I was having a great time out there. Got a lot done. And then like 4 p.m. rolls around and I see that same car. I know it was the same car because when I looked at the license plate, I saw his back window was gone and he just had like a garbage bag over it. And I saw a white SUV pull up in the distance, and then I saw it like stop where I'm pretty sure he saw me, and then he turned around and left. And as he was
I'm listening to her story and everything, but I'm just so distracted by her window.
Why did I never see his girlfriend that he mentioned? Why was he driving around a bunch of different campsites all day? I also don't like the vibe I got from him in the first place, and I just needed to get out of here. But that does really bother me because it's
the different
like,
shades on it.
And have a good time. Like I have to be worried about some creepy man wandering around at night. I like being a girl. Don't get me wrong. I love being a woman. I love femininity. But there are times in life I wish I was a man so that I didn't have to feel this type of way. Like, I already get nervous and kind of scared every time I come out and camp.
I don't know. It doesn't even matter if you're a man or a woman. If you're alone and someone weird like that approaches you,
those nerves and that fear,
you're gonna get nervous.
Whether or not the individual was following her or just coincidentally passing by is uncertain. But to Jenna, the message is clear. Her privacy has been breached, and she can no longer justify staying overnight. What had began as a peaceful solo bushcraft overnight becomes a hasty breakdown of camp. She quickly gathers her gear, admitting she didn't even bother to pack carefully, and makes a beeline for her van. Her priority is no longer comfort or completion of the trip, it's getting out safely. As she drives away, she emphasizes how vital it is to remain cautious when camping alone, especially as a woman. What did you make of this encounter? Let me know. Before moving forward, I would like to take this moment and congratulate you all because we just crossed a massive milestone of 100,000 subscribers. Wow, that really is a big number. It really shows that we have built something special here, you and me, and to celebrate it the right way, my surprise to you, Nightmare Feelings The Vault is officially live and the first 100 orders are 100% free. Just use the discount code VAULT100 at checkout. This is just my little way of saying thank you to you, so grab it before it disappears. And if you haven't subscribed yet, you're going to miss out on way more drops like this. and we really try to make the best videos out there too. So join the 100K plus family and be part of this growing community. On October 29th, 2022, this truck camping video was uploaded by YouTuber Taylor Van Beek. It starts off with casual energy, capturing a laid-back and familiar vibe. His plan is to house sit for a friend who's leaving town and use the opportunity to do a bit of truck camping with his dog Lola and his sister's dog Parker. The video is friendly and upbeat at first, filled with the kind of outdoor-like content his viewers know him for. The setting is suburban Jacksonville, Florida. While not a remote forest or desert, truck camping in an urban neighborhood still carries its own set of unpredictabilities.
Alright guys, so me and Lola Pup are heading old downtown Jacksonville. We're gonna go ahead and do some truck camping. I've got a buddy that's actually leaving town. He asked me to house sit, so I'm gonna go ahead, head that way. First, I gotta go grab my sister's dog because old Grandpa Taylor here's gotta pick up cousin Parker because she's also going out of town. The puppies are gonna have some play dates. I know you guys are gonna ask this question: how do you go into grocery stores in Florida with a puppy and it's hot? Well, what you gotta do is have 2 sets of keys. So I'm just gonna go ahead, lock the truck, leave the truck running, have the AC rolling, and my baby girl is gonna be nice and cool. So we just made it to my buddy's crib. We've got whole little Parker buddy here. That's actually, whoa, Lola's cousin, so it's my sister's pup. And then we have got, where you at, Lola? She's over here exploring.
After picking up both dogs, Taylor arrives at his friend's house, takes care of the animals, and prepares a basic taco dinner in the truck. He feeds Lola and winds down for the night inside the truck. This encounter is not about the wilderness, but about the harsh unpredictability of urban danger during what should have been a quiet night. At around 2 a.m., Taylor is suddenly jolted by the unmistakable sound of gunfire right outside his truck. The sharpness and proximity of the shots are enough to make him abandon the vehicle and retreat immediately into the house, where the dogs had been sleeping inside.
We are hitting the sheets. I will see y'all in the morning. Good night.
I don't know what the heck's going on, but I think I just heard some gunshots right outside my truck. I'm gonna go ahead and get in the house because I'm kind of freaked out right now. Oh.
It's 2 o'clock in the morning right now. We just heard some gunshots go off. I don't know what the heck's going on. And I have not seen any cops show up, so I don't know if those were actually gunshots that went off, but I think we're gonna go ahead and just fall asleep on the couch inside this house. And I will see you guys in the morning.
The moment is jarring, not because of excessive dramatization, but because of how abruptly the situation pivots from lighthearted to threatening. He doesn't dwell on the fear in the moment, but the decision to leave the truck and hide in the house says enough. The lack of any immediate police response only adds more tension. Hours later, Taylor receives a text from the homeowner, his friend, asking if everything is okay. It turns out the loud sounds triggered an alert on the Ring security cameras set up around the property. Upon reviewing the security footage, the gunshots are clearly confirmed. The sound was real, and the location was close. The footage identifies the origin of the shots as somewhere near the street just outside the home. But
Was
no
there someone
the
outside
footage
that other
identified
house?
Cameras set up around the property. Upon reviewing the security footage,
Yeah,
the
there's someone
gunshots are
walking
clearly
right
confirmed.
there.
The sound was real, and the location was close. The footage identifies the origin of the shots as somewhere near the street just outside the home, but no emergency services responded that night, and no follow-up arrived at the house.
So I just got a text from my buddy, the one that I'm house sitting for. He was asking if I was all right. I guess he got an alert. I forgot. It's got Ring cameras.
Another one right there.
I guess he got an alert because a loud noise went off, and when he looked back at the footage, there were gunshots that went off. Looked back at the footage, there were gunshots that went off.
Okay.
From the footage, they came from that general vicinity. It's crazy. According to that ring footage, the cops never showed up, which is nuts. I think it's safe to say I will never house sit for my buddy again. A little too sketchy.
In the absence of any formal response, the entire incident plays out like a personal nightmare that no authority acknowledges. There's a
Yeah, you know,
psychological
it
weight
is a
knowing
little
that something
weird that they
dangerous
didn't
happened so
respond to the
close and that went
gunshots.
completely unaddressed. The next morning, Taylor packs up and leaves. He casually notes that he'll probably never house sit for that friend again. It's clear that the neighborhood now feels tainted by that sudden risk, and it's not something he's willing to re-expose himself to.
Well, it doesn't even look like a
This
neighborhood
encounter
that would
serves as a
usually
reminder
happen
that no
in.
amount of planning or familiarity can guarantee safety when unpredictability enters the picture. YouTuber Exploring the Unknown, known for deep woods camping expeditions and unfiltered reactions to unexpected events, returned with another chilling upload. The footage opens with casual banter and a snowy hike into the woods with a group of friends. At first glance, it feels like a typical camping trip. Snow crunching under boots, joking among friends, and an eagerness to explore. But these casual visuals doesn't last long. During their hike, the group stumbles upon a large abandoned tent, battered and collapsed under the snow. What stands out is that the
I'm
tent
just
still
happy that
contains
when I
several
clicked
personal
on this
belongings.
video, though,
There's a child's shoe,
Reaper,
candy wrappers,
that
and scattered
it
items inside the
wasn't
broken shelter, but no fire
an
pit,
AI
no vehicle
voiceover.
nearby, and absolutely no human footprints surrounding the area.
Abandoned tent.
Cause God, those ones are so annoying. I clicked on a video expecting like a clip of a show or something, and it's like AI voiceover. This is happening because this and this, and it'll just play a fucking clip. Talking specifically about animes, but also happens with these, with like these type of ones, these videos. It just looks like an abandoned tent. What was racist? Bro, I don't understand what was racist there. I didn't hear anything. Like, did they say something that wasn't
Immediately senses
subtitled?
something off. The structure looks as if it had been left in haste, possibly during a storm, but even that explanation doesn't sit right. The odd placement of items, a shoe here, a sleeping bag there, feels too sudden and unplanned to be simply weather-related. The tent itself is partially
Did you
flattened,
hear them say
with
something
frozen blankets and
racist,
clothing
Reaper?
still inside, and some of the items appear recently used. There's no sign of violence, but also no clear evidence of a peaceful departure either. One unsettling detail is that the child's shoe was left behind, along with gear that should have been important to any camper. This discovery only raised questions. Did a family leave in a panic during a storm? Or was this a camping spot reclaimed by others? Whatever the explanation, this discovery clearly made them uneasy. They choose not to disturb the site too much and continue on.
Maybe it just was too light and they weren't subtitled for me to pick up.
What?
This isn't all that scary.
On YouTube, this raises a red flag. If someone went to the trouble of painting over trail markers, perhaps they were trying to keep others away. The paint appears fresh in some areas, yet poorly done, almost rushed. Nearby, they also spot what might be tree rubs from antlers, or perhaps marks made with a blade. These small anomalies begin to stack up. Then come the footprints. They spot large, human-like, barefoot impressions in the snow. They're far wider and longer than anyone in the group, and they don't match any known animal. The tracks suddenly disappear mid-trail, as if whoever it was had vanished into thin air.
Oh, maybe
here too. Yeah. I did a foot comparison. No. Way bigger.
Cam, look at the toes. Look at the phalanges on this thing.
Yeah. They're still over. They're over here too.
It looks like the snow's melting, so that could contribute to
Any animal that you know of, Lauren?
the tracks disappearing.
Here's a loud, unrecognizable roar deep in the woods. The sound doesn't resemble any familiar wildlife. To them, it sounded like it had a regressive quality to it. It's not repeated, but it's enough to unnerve the group.
But out here?
What the?
That's wind. That was literally fucking wind. We go hunting enough and hear noises like that enough to know that's wind. Oh my god. Roar, it's wind.
By this point, and though they get a fire going, sensation that the woods
You
still
can,
hold
even if the wind isn't hitting you directly, you can still hear a sudden gust of wind like that. Even if it's not hitting you. Hell, they could be close enough to a road that could have been the sound of a big truck or car or van going by.
answered questions. Like always, I'll let it on June 29th.
There's too many
2025.
things.
This
I
encounter
don't
is a
think
rare
there's anything
example of
about
how
that
nature's
that's
fury
weird.
can threaten even the most insulated setups, like the inside of a semi-truck. The trucker is parked and asleep in his cab when he's jolted awake by emergency sirens and alerts flashing on both of his phones. The forecast had been unstable, but now it's confirmed that a tornado warning has been issued for the area, and the system appears to be moving.
Is it the Midwest? Because if it's the Midwest, we're going to go out, stand on the porch, and watch the sky.
Moving directly toward him.
Crap. Good morning. I just woke up to sirens going off with possible tornadoes here in Minnesota. I'm under a tornado warning. I'm here at my receiver for tomorrow morning. And yeah, look at that cloud coming in behind us. Dude, it is so freaking eerie out here right now. Like, there's no wind, there's no nothing. I mean, I hear there's a reefer running right there, but it is silent. Like,
Yeah, that's how it is before a tornado.
Nothing right now.
That's what it's like before a tornado, yeah.
I'm actually a little bit nervous. I don't know.
This your first tornado, bud?
Look at that cloud. Look at that. What is that? Look at that.
Man's acting like it's his first
He
tornado.
exits his truck briefly to assess the situation, and what he captures on camera is harrowing. There's a wall of clouds unlike anything he's seen before. What makes the moment especially unsettling is the complete lack of ambient noise. The entire area is silent, a textbook warning sign of a possible tornado. The stillness is shattered.
I am gonna run to. Man, they don't look open. I'm gonna run to these buildings over here. It's getting bad, super freaking quick.
Yep, that's what happens with tornadoes.
I don't know what to do. Alright. Screw it. Let's go see if they're open. So this facility's not open, but their main door to check in is, now it's freaking pouring out.
The weather rapidly deteriorates. The storm brings
Yep.
intense rain, thunder, and hail,
Reaper, get his ass.
pounding the metal roof of his truck. Eventually, he makes a break for the building during a lull in the rain. noting that the wind had dropped off again. But the shelter isn't open, and he's now exposed to lightning and hail. He decides to return to the truck, drenched, shaken, but safe for now. Back inside the truck, the storm continues. The worst of the tornado threat seems to have passed. It's just after 12:50 a.m., and the warning has expired. The truck remains intact, though visibly battered. He's emotionally and physically drained, unsure if he'll be able to fall asleep again. His plan was to sleep at the facility before an early morning delivery, but the chaos has shattered that schedule.
Soaking wet. But I think I made it through the
Visibly
worst part.
battered?
Maybe now I can go back to sleep and get some rest. I can handle a thunderstorm. That siren was right behind me. That's what woke everything like that. Dude.
It's just a tornado.
And then...
Yeah, sure, it's...
Return. This
might be a
encounter
scary
with
situation,
comes
but
from
it's
a
not
lesser-known YouTube
anything...
creator, K-Horn 1234,
It's not anything
a channel
super
dedicated to filming
noteworthy
unexplained
or
aerial
scary.
phenomena. While most of the footage shared on
Unless
the channel
you're
is subtle but
actually
easily
seeing the
dismissed,
tornado
this particular video, recorded on July 20th, 2019, stands out as one of
from
its
your
most chilling
car.
uploads. The fact that it was posted nearly half a decade ago adds an element of credibility in the eyes of viewers, as reflected in the growing curiosity and speculation found in the comments section. The setting is a remote woodland area, far from any roads, homes, or visible infrastructure. The camera pans slowly across the horizon. There, low in the distance, are unidentified lights, silent, floating, and behaving in ways that do not resemble aircraft, towers, or any other known man-made source.
All this sounds like are bugs right now. Bugs and the sound of other nighttime creatures. I don't hear what I'm supposed to be hearing. Also, why is this dumbass in the woods at night anyway?
The recorder, though barely visible, is audibly unsettled, trying to rationalize what is being seen but clearly struggling to make sense of it. The
Seen?
mood quickly turns unsettling. Unlike videos that attempt to dramatize through music or editing, this clip is raw. Suddenly, multiple pulsating red dots appear, spread across the top of a hill. They are uniformly spaced, glowing dimly at first, and then becoming brighter. There's no clear source of these lights. They are too high to be ground-level reflectors and too low and stationary to be drones or stars. Importantly, there's no engine noise or any signs of life.
They could be
The lights
radio
never move or
towers.
respond. They simply remain there, unmoving, as if observing.
I don't know why they would be grouped up like that, but they could be towers. I thought he said that there was a noise, too. Could be a building. Could be the lights from a radio building shining through. He might not be actually all that deep in the forest. Honestly, this one's not all that creepy.
Theories in the description. It's as if the mystery is left deliberately open-ended, inviting viewers to form their own conclusions, and they have. Comments range from cautious is a YouTuber who's no stranger to solo outdoor adventures. However, unlike his usual explorations, This particular outing takes a chilling turn when inexplicable noises and a growing sense of being watched disrupt the calm of the forest. Putnam State Park is no ordinary
Dude, like
campsite.
the first two are actually scary, and then I guess the tornado one was kind of scary, but it was just kind of normal tornado shit.
Today, what's left are moss-covered cellar
That
holes,
last one though is
ruins of
just kind of
colonial
like
homes,
what?
and trails once walked by thousands of men who suffered through hunger, exposure, and disease. The video begins with Chad hiking into the park before sunset. He plans a minimalist overnight stay, just a hammock and tarp set up between trees.
I'm out here all alone in the woods inside of this state park right now. So I'm inside Putnam State Park. This is a state park out here in Connecticut where Revolutionary War soldiers were camped out during the winters of 1778 to 1779. There's reports of ghosts being seen here in the woods, and there's a cave over here where a guy got shot. So I'm gonna try and see if I can communicate with you guys tonight. We're gonna take a walk through the woods right now. So let's see what happens. Let's go. So I do have my. It is dark as hell out here. I do have my this device going. I'm trying to be careful with my light because there are cars that are driving by outside the park, and I actually don't get caught in here. But we're gonna walk through this whole park. Here's the Oculus device right here.
As night falls, he explores deeper trails with a headlamp and flashlight, eventually coming across Phillips Cave, a natural formation that's little more than a shallow overhang but carries historic significance. Local legends claim that soldiers used the cave as emergency shelter, and some stories even hint at mysterious disappearances around the area. While filming near the cave, the mood starts to shift. The air seems to thicken, and ambient forest noise, normally a comfort to seasoned hikers, becomes sporadic. Chad continues documenting calmly, but the footage starts to reflect unease. Several times he pauses and scans the tree line, triggered by faint whispers and snapping branches coming from opposite directions. These sounds never intensify, never evolve into full movement, and yet never entirely stop.
Right here, you guys. This is it. This is Phillips Cave. Right here. Looks like a little stairway. Made of rocks or something. Or it's obviously made of rocks. I mean, it goes up. Wow, this is really cool. Oh, yeah, he must have lived. This is his cave. Little quarters. Right here. Wow, think about being alive a couple hundred years ago, man. And living back here during the crazy war, and the way that the people were back then. I'm gonna take a seat. Can you, Mr. Phillips, sitting here in the Phillips Cave, or outside of the Phillips Cave, not in it. Can you talk to me, Mr. Phillips?
At one point, he freezes completely. A low, almost human-like voice, too far to make out but too distinct to ignore, rises from the dark. The flashlight scans wildly, but nothing is seen. No animal eyes, no shifting foliage. It's not the sound of a lone animal or another hiker. It's distant but directed, as if someone is purposefully staying just out of sight. As the night deepens, Chad tries to calm himself and returns to his hammock. But even as he settles in, the camera records additional faint noises, subtle, unintelligible murmurs that occur in uneven intervals coming from the surrounding woods. The most unsettling part? At no point does anything escalate into a visual event.
What's that, dude? Dude, there's nothing around here that would even possibly make a loud noise like that right now.
Did I miss the noise?
So, you guys, it's called residual haunting. So, residual haunting is basically residual haunting is possible. What?
I didn't hear shit.
Nothing around here that would even possibly make a loud noise like that right now. At this time of the night, there's nothing. Was that a gunshot or something? So, you guys, it's called a residual haunting. And residual haunting is basically residual haunting is basically when you hear memories of the past, and it keeps playing. Oh, I think I just heard another one. Okay, I don't know what that is, dude. There's nothing.
If you're still watching, comment the hidden word feelings.
I don't know what could be making a noise that.
Okay.
A little bit creepy. They made all the way back to the front, rounded this whole park. Check out this cool cannon behind it.
This particular video adds to the growing archive of modern paranormal evidence from historically charged landscapes. What sets it
don't
apart
think
is the lack
so.
of
No.
theatrics. The noises aren't blasted with reverb for effect. There are no jump scares or music overlays. The silence and minimalism of the footage allow the dread to settle naturally.
This week, we gave our intern a shot.
Find one of the shorter ones. Yeah, actually. Also, they said camping, and like... There we
Ian
go.
on YouTube is a channel run by 30-year-old Ian who's been posting on the platform for the better
I
part
was
of
so
a decade.
excited. I thought
His
that
content
was
covers
gonna,
everything
that guy was
from
gonna
day
be
in
a
the
new
life
like horror
vlogs to
channel
different
to watch,
adventures
but
after
no.
hours. And while most of it is nothing more than fun, one particular encounter left him shaken to his core. On January 18th, 2024, Ian posted a video going over the disturbing experience he had while stealth camping in a McDonald's parking lot in Palm Springs, California. Stealth camping, for those who don't know, is when someone spends the night in a vehicle or tent in an area not officially designated for camping, usually while trying to avoid detection. It's often done out of necessity, curiosity, or simply for the thrill of it. And while it can be harmless, it also means the camper is completely exposed and vulnerable to whatever or whoever might be lurking nearby. This is exactly what happened with Ian on the 16th of January 2024. He'd been stealth camping for quite some time by that point, and had spent nights in much harsher conditions, like during heavy rain or in a sandstorm. So, staying overnight in a McDonald's parking lot seemed like nothing to him. Unfortunately, he couldn't have been more wrong. After setting everything up, he went to lie down in the back of his car. But just as he was about to fall asleep, he was interrupted by the sound of someone repeatedly trying to open his car's door. He immediately got up to see who it was, and this is what he came across.
What's going on, man? What's going on? What's up? What's up, man? What's going on? What are you doing?
There was a man standing outside the passenger door. What made the encounter even more unsettling was that the man never said a word, even as Ian repeatedly called out to him, trying to get some kind of explanation for what he was doing.
Hey, bro. What's up? What you doing, man? You weird, bro.
Despite his panic, however, he made the wise decision to stay locked within his car and quickly drive to a more hidden spot in the lot. But that wasn't enough, because just a few minutes later, Ian spotted the same man walking around the parking lot, possibly trying to locate his car. Fearing for his safety, he drove to a completely different location and managed to sleep through the rest of the night without any incident. Still, the question remained, who was this man and what exactly was he trying to do? Ian never
break into a car to steal
regarding the encounter in the video's description, so we can only speculate on what happened.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. That one store there looked like it was open. And it looked like there were other people out and about in that lot. So, like, why would he pick there?
It's entirely possible that he was just a harmless, mentally ill person who wasn't fully conscious of what he was doing. This could explain why he didn't answer when Ian called out to him and just calmly walked away without a word. However, a far more likely explanation is that the act of trying to break into Ian's car was completely intentional, and when he was caught, he just acted confused and harmless to seem less threatening. Perhaps he really thought the car was empty and was trying to steal it. Or maybe he knew Ian was inside and had intentions to rob him, or something far more sinister. His strange behavior also suggested that he might have been under the influence of some kind of drugs, which would have made him even more unstable and, by extension, more dangerous. Fortunately, Ian managed to drive away unscathed before he could find out the man's true intentions. On February 11, 2024, stealth camping YouTuber Brendan Explores posted a video of him spending a night in the small village of Jaywick, England. The thing about Jaywick, however, is that it's been named as the most deprived town in all of England. The combination of high unemployment and poor living conditions has pushed many of its residents toward a life of crime. Brendan, however, wanted to see the village firsthand to decide whether it was truly as bad as the media made it out to be. His first impressions of the place were quite good, with him admiring the natural landscape surrounding the village. What he didn't realize at the time was that this lighthearted escape to the countryside would soon spiral into complete disaster. It began with him driving through the town and searching for a discreet spot to park his van so he could settle in before it got dark. He eventually found a parking lot that looked promising and decided to make it his home for the night. But it didn't take long for him to start noticing a series of red flags in the area, like people riding around with gangster rap blaring from a speaker. And a group of street racers speeding down the road right in front of the parking lot. As the evening approached, he was also left alone in the parking lot, making him a prime target for any would-be robber. So, after thinking about it for a few minutes, he thought it would be best to leave the parking lot and find a more secluded spot for camping. He eventually went down a dirt trail and parked in the middle of nowhere, without any houses or major roads nearby. This turned out to be the worst decision Brendan could have made in that situation, because at around 2:30 a.m., about 4 hours after he went to sleep, he was woken up by the sound of someone walking around his van. This person then tried to open the van's sliding door. But before Brendan even had a chance to fully understand his predicament, this happened.
Hey!
Whoever this person was shattered the passenger side window before running away once Brendan started shouting. In the video's description, Brendan speculated that this person was likely trying to steal the mini refrigerator he had on the passenger seat. While this might not be entirely accurate, there's still some truth behind it. Judging by the fact that the intruder fled the moment they heard Brendan, it's likely they were simply looking to steal something, nothing more. As for how they managed to find his van in the middle of nowhere, it's entirely possible that they stalked him from when he was in town. However, given these circumstances, this situation could have turned out a lot worse. As one comment under the video pointed out, when you said you had found the perfect quiet spot after driving away from town down a quiet pitch-black lane in the middle of nowhere with nobody else around for miles, at that point I was absolutely terrified. How on earth you managed to go to sleep to begin with amazes me. A few blokes with their hoods pulled down and armed, and you wouldn't have stood a chance. While nothing truly tragic occurred, the experience was terrifying enough to rattle him.
No decision
Instead
he
of
made
staying
there
the night,
was
he
a
drove
smart
through the
one.
darkness until daybreak just to make it back home, which was ultimately the right call. He's still making stealth camping videos, but now he's far more cautious about where he parks, especially when it comes to remote or isolated spots. In March of 2025, a camping YouTuber named Daniel Mark Brown planned a stealth camping trip in the woodlands surrounding Oswestry, England. His plan was simple: travel alongside one of the many hiking trails in the area and then go off-trail to find a good stealth spot. And this worked better than he expected, finding the perfectly hidden camping area in no time. After setting down his supplies, Daniel went to the nearby river to cook a meal before heading back to the spot he'd found earlier. By the time he came back, it was already starting to get dark, and the trail was starting to empty out, giving Daniel the peace of mind to wind down and call it a night. However, what happened next made him realize the true danger he was in. After laying out his sleeping bag, settling down, and finally falling asleep, 90 minutes had passed when he was suddenly jolted awake.
100% being spotted. Right, I'm trying to keep calm and keeping calm. I'm almost too scared to breathe here. I think a dog or something just came in.
Daniel was woken up by the cracking of branches, followed by the light from a flashlight. He eventually found the courage to unzip his sleeping bag to see who was out there.
Oh, that's right. They're looking straight at me. I am trying not to panic.
By this point, he couldn't think of anything else to do but call out to the person who was now aiming the flashlight at him. But instead of getting a reply of any kind, the person just turned around and disappeared into the woods, never to be seen again.
Hello? They haven't been about, I haven't seen a single light now for maybe 5-10 minutes. I don't even know. I've been just trying to keep as calm as possible, but when they walked off and the light went out, I don't even know which direction they were, but somewhere in that direction. I'll forget it, let's just go.
This experience startled him enough to quickly pack his stuff and hightail out of the wooded area. However, if the person with the flashlight had malicious intent, leaving the campsite wasn't going to be an easy task. The way they refused to respond to Daniel's hello was unsettling enough. But how they silently turned off their light and disappeared into the woods suggested they might have been hiding, waiting to ambush him to rob him, or possibly worse. That being said, it's entirely possible that the mysterious person was just someone walking their dog at night or something else completely innocent. As for why they didn't reply to Daniel, it's possible they were just as scared as he was after hearing a hello from the darkness of the woods. However, we also can't rule out the possibility that they were trying to sneak up on Daniel for some sinister reason, only turning around once they realized they'd been spotted. Whatever the case may be, Daniel made it out of the woods safely without encountering the same person again. Ellie and Graham are an elderly duo from the UK who travel around the country in their camper van while vlogging about their adventures on YouTube. In November of 2022, they were on one of their trips when they had to urgently travel back home due to an emergency. However, they were too far away to make it back in one day. After searching online, they found a stealth camping spot on the outskirts of a town called Altrincham. It was a fairly small car park. But the couple was in a hurry, so they didn't have any other choice but to camp there for the night, hoping to get back on the road the next morning. What they didn't expect, however, was that this would spiral into the most terrifying experience of their entire camping journey. By the time they got to this location, it was already dark out. They parked their van and settled in for the night, going to sleep at around 11 p.m. But then at 1 a.m., both of them woke up to the sound of loud music blaring from a car. However, the music stopped soon after, so they brushed it off and began settling back into their bed. That's when they both heard a disturbing bang coming from their own van. It was loud enough that they thought a tree had fallen onto their van. They quickly rushed outside to see what had happened, and this was the shocking sight they came across.
Just can't believe it. We've just been woken up with a loud bang, and you've dropped something on the floor there. Or was that glass? 2 bricks. And someone's just smashed Merlin's windows while we're sleeping. So no, we don't recommend this as a place to stop. They smashed the windscreen, but Graham's hoping he can drive with that. But here's us in the middle of nowhere, with a broken window and a cracked windscreen, 200 miles from home.
After some investigation, they found 3 bricks around the van, which was severely damaged. The windshield was cracked, the passenger side window was completely shattered, and the van had a massive dent behind the sliding door. More troubling than the physical damage to the van was the psychological impact on Ellie and Graham, who were now absolutely terrified. It's also possible that this could have been a trap designed to lure them out of the safety of their locked van. However, even after hours had passed, no one approached the couple, attempted a break-in, or made any kind of move toward them. But instead of bringing comfort, this only made the two even more unsettled. They were just attacked with multiple bricks, yet they had no idea who did it and why. After talking to the family from another camper van that was parked nearby, they learned that the attacker came in a car, as the other family heard tire screeches after the attack. Ellie and Graham also figured that this was a group effort, because despite the multiple bricks, there was only one collision sound. In other words, there were at least 3 suspects who threw bricks at the same time. Why would anyone attack an elderly couple out of nowhere and then leave without gaining anything from it? Maybe they just wanted to scare off campers for whatever reason. But if that were the case, why was the other van spared completely? Unfortunately, there's really no clues to help answer these questions. No faces were seen, no voices were heard, and no clear motive ever emerged, leaving the entire incident a complete mystery. And while Ellie and Graham were too scared to ever go stealth camping again after this incident, it seems by now they've since made a complete recovery and are back on the road again. On the 15th of July 2022, YouTuber The Abandoned Camper uploaded a video for stealth camping in an abandoned cemetery from the 1800s.
Chose a random target.
Things started off quite normal as she found a clearing hidden in the thick foliage and began unpacking her camping gear. After setting up camp, she decided to explore the cemetery to pass the time until nightfall. And that's when things started to take a strange turn. As she was filming the gravestones, she began to hear what sounded like a bunch of kids screaming.
I'm just gonna say it. Camping in a fucking graveyard is a horrible idea. One, it's so disrespectful. But on the other... But the other thing is, like, you don't know what type of weirdos are going to come up into a graveyard. Or what type of wild animals.
She assumed she was alone in the cemetery, however, she could not have been more wrong. As she was going back to her camp, she saw a group of kids in the distance who likely knew about her presence.
So if you can't tell, it's pretty dark here, right now. But there are kids here, like young kids, in the cemetery. And I'm wondering how active this place actually is. Do people come here at night and kind of party in the forest or something? That dog kind of ruined it. Not ruined it, I shouldn't say that.
the dog barking, I didn't want to disturb anybody, especially since I'm not supposed to be here. So I think I'll finish my exploring tomorrow morning. And because there seems to be still a lot of stuff here. See? I think they know I'm here. That's not good.
At this point, she was pretty certain that the kids knew about her and were just messing with her. However, she still kept her camera rolling just in case, and even made sure that she wasn't followed back to the campsite.
I'm gonna keep this recording. Just in case. But I'm also gonna stop and find out what they're doing, if they're actually watching me or not. Oh, I can see them. I just don't want them to see where I'm going. Okay. I think they're gone.
Once back at her stealth campsite, she started a small fire to cook her food. Unfortunately, this turned out to be a huge mistake, because shortly after starting the fire, she started hearing the sound of people talking and walking toward her in the forest.
There are people walking around back here. They don't have headlamps on, but like I said in my last video, I do not like being around people in the middle of the forest, especially when it's dark out. So I might pack up and get out of here when I think the coast is clear.
It's unclear what the kids' intentions were, and we likely won't ever know, as she made the wise decision to avoid any risk by packing up her things and quickly leaving the cemetery, making sure to remain as quiet as possible.
I mean, why would anyone be in the middle of the woods at night? Guy in the middle of the woods at night? Right there, me, right there. Why is anybody in a cemetery at night? Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I feel like none of these people had any sense of survival or anything, so yeah, we're just gonna find someone to raid. Raid me, Mesh.